Hello and welcome, I'm Arumba. Thank you for joining me. Let's talk about Navy units in EU4. There are four types of units. You've got heavy ships, light ships, galleys, and transports. Now, unlike land units that automatically upgrade when you make a change to the unit type, it doesn't work like that at all for Navy units. Navy units are permanent. The only way to get an advancement in your unit type is to disband or destroy the ship and build new ones, or lose them in combat. So for instance, the ships that you are able to build are dependent on your technology level. For instance, we can see here that the heavy ship, we're able to make an early Carrack at level 3 diplomatic tech. We're able to build the Carrack at level 9, which will have an increased power. You can't actually see their scores until you get up to the point where you're able to build them. But every time you get a higher level technology, it unlocks a new ship class. The better the ships get, the more powerful they become. For instance, the bark will end up becoming, when it becomes a caravel, it has more trade power than the bark does. The early Carrack upgrades and you end up having more cannons and larger hull. The galley gets better as well. They're all improved and they get faster. So what ends up happening is you take your ships, you may have to disband the old ships so that you make room for new ships. If your land force or your naval force, you're almost up to the limit and you want to build the newest ships, you've got to sell them and make new ones. Cogs are used to transport troops. They also do have a small amount of cannons and a very small amount of hull. They actually have more hull than the bark does, but they're slower. Speed is something that's not indicated on this list for some reason, but speed does affect positioning in combat, so it's important. Even though your bark has less hull, it's actually better at combat than the cog is because it's double, it's twice as fast. You can see the speed of them here. The cog has a speed of 5, while the bark has a speed of 10. So they're very quick. If you expect to do any kind of colonization and you want to explore over here, I'd recommend you do it using barks because they're twice as fast as early Carracks. So they can actually get across the water very quickly, and then you can use them for trade afterwards. However, you cannot deliver any transportation. You can't get any units over there unless you build cogs. Cogs are very inexpensive. When you're going to build these units, they all have base costs listed right here. 12 for a cog, 10 for a galley, 20 for a bark, and 50 for an early Carrack. Any buildings that you build that reduce their maintenance, for instance, I think there's one in here, local regiment cost, minus 5%. Anything that reduces this maintenance number also reduces the cost to purchase them outright, or vice versa. So that is how naval units work. There are only 4 to worry about, and they can all fight. But the better, the largest ships are going to have the most staying power in combat, where the small ships are going to serve utility purposes. So thanks for watching. See you again in the next video.